All right, so today we're diving into some crazy tech support stories.
Oh, this should be
You
good.
know those folks who go into people's homes to like fix their computers and
Yeah.
stuff?
I always wonder what that's like.
Well, we got a former tech named Chris Hale,
Hmm.
and he shares some of his wildest experiences.
Ooh, he worked for a certain big box retailer, right?
That's right.
I bet he's got some tales to tell.
Oh, he does. And they're equal parts hilarious and just plain bizarre.
Can't wait to hear him.
Okay, so first story. Chris shows up at this fancy high-rise apartment building all dressed up.
Dressed up for a tech support call.
Yeah, apparently the company had a strict dress code.
Wow, that's a new one.
White shirt, black slacks, tie the whole shebang.
So what happened?
So he finishes the job and heads to the elevator.
Okay.
And this friendly guy steps in with him.
I sense trouble brewing.
You got it. The guy takes one look at Chris in his full tech support uniform
Yeah.
and says, "God bless you, son." It's really nice to see such a young man spreading the good word.
Wait a minute. Did he think Chris was a missionary?
Bingo. Because of the outfit.
Oh, man, that's hilarious.
And get this, Chris, instead of correcting him, just kind of mumbles thanks,
No way.
and bolts out of the elevator as soon as the doors open.
I bet that guy was left standing there completely dumbfounded.
Right. It's like something out of a sitcom.
Poor Chris. Probably just wanted to avoid an impromptu sermon on the way down.
Speaking of confusion, the next story is a perfect example of people not understanding what tech support actually does.
Oh, I've been there.
Chris gets this work order that just says repair a computer. No other details.
Okay, sounds pretty straightforward.
So he shows up at the client's house, and it's this older woman who's chain smoking.
All right, I'm intrigued. What kind of computer problem did she have?
Well, you ready for this?
Yeah.
She wanted Chris to fix her typewriter.
Her typewriter.
And not just any typewriter,
Oh, no.
a vintage 1950s model.
You're kidding me? A typewriter?
Nope, it's serious.
Wow. I wonder what Chris was thinking at that moment.
Probably wondering if he'd time traveled back to the 1950s.
That's hilarious.
So, of course, he tries to explain that typewriters aren't exactly his area of expertise.
Yeah, what else could he say?
But this woman doesn't miss a beat. Lights up another cigarette, stares him dead in the eyes,
Oh, boy.
and says, "I can't wait until Jesus comes back to wash away all the heathen sinners in this world."
Whoa, where did that come from?
I know, right? It's like she thought Chris's inability to fix her typewriter was a sign of the apocalypse.
Maybe she was just having a really bad day.
Maybe. But either way, Chris was definitely out of his element.
I wouldn't even know where to begin explaining the difference between a computer and a typewriter to someone like that.
And sometimes it's not even about the tech issue itself. It's the client's request that's just way out there.
Okay, I've got to hear this one.
So imagine this one. Chris is at a client's house, and her phone keeps ringing.
Yeah.
Turns out it's her jealous ex-boyfriend who's blowing up her phone.
Oh, that's not good.
But here's where it gets weird. This woman begs Chris to answer the phone.
Answer the phone.
Yeah, and pretend to be her new boyfriend.
Seriously, she wanted him to catfish her ex while he was there fixing her computer.
Yep, that's exactly what she wanted.
Talk about awkward.
Right, but Chris, being the polite professional guy, he politely declines.
Good for him. He's a tech support guy, not a relationship therapist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And he probably didn't want to get caught in the middle of that
A
drama.
smart move. Speaking of unusual settings, how about this one? Chris's next job took him to a funeral home.
A funeral home? Seriously?
Yep, you heard that right.
What on earth for?
Apparently, they needed Microsoft Office installed and a network printer set up.
Okay, that makes sense.
Where?
But still, a funeral home.
Well, it gets even better.
Oh, no.
The computer Chris had to work on was literally 10 feet away from a body lying in a casket.
You're kidding?
Nope, I'm dead serious.
That's got to be the most morbid office environment ever.
It gets weirder. To make room for the printer, Chris had to move an urn filled with someone's ashes
No.
and a half-empty bottle of whiskey.
You can't make this stuff up.
It's like a scene straight out of a dark comedy.
So did he at least get a discount on a pre-need arrangement for his troubles?
I doubt it. But you gotta admire his professionalism for getting the job done in such a surreal setting.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It takes a special kind of person to handle that kind of situation.
Absolutely.
But-
I'd probably be too busy looking over my shoulder wondering if the dearly departed were going to ask for the Wi-Fi password.
But sometimes it's not just the setting that's weird. It's the client themselves.
Okay. I'm ready for another doozy.
This one's a real head-scratcher. Chris got a call to mount a TV in what he described as a really sketchy neighborhood.
Oh, this doesn't sound good.
He shows up at the house, and the client who answers the door is this large, shirtless man.
shirtless. Okay, that's a bit unusual.
That's just the beginning.
Oh, boy.
Chris walks into the living room and notices a professional-grade camera set up on a tripod.
A camera! What was going on?
It gets weirder. The camera's pointing down at a specific spot on the floor.
Okay, now I'm officially creeped out. Was he filming a workout video or something?
Nope.
Oh.
As Chris is working, he glances at the photos on the wall.
I think I know where this is going.
And what does he see? Pictures of men, let's just say, engaging in intimate activities.
Oh my
The
God.
exact same spot where the camera was pointing.
Wow, so the shirtlessness in the camera suddenly make a lot more sense.
You think?
I bet Chris was trying to finish that installation as quickly as humanly possible.
You can bet he was. From that point on, he was probably very careful about what he touched and where he looked.
I think I would have accidentally dropped the TV and made a run for it.
But Chris powered through,
Yeah.
finished the job, and got out of there as fast as he could.
That's one for the books. And that, my friend, is just the tip of the iceberg.
Wait, can you hear about the time Chris got a tech support request at a red light?
A red light. You're kidding me.
Oop, I'm serious.
Was he running a drive-through tech support service on the side? Not quite a drive-through, but pretty close.
Oh, that's good.
Chris is in his company car, the one with the big logo plastered on the side.
Yeah.
Stopped at a red light, and suddenly this truck comes screeching to a halt behind him.
Okay, I'm already picturing this.
And this middle-aged guy jumps out of the truck,
What?
laptop in hand,
No.
runs up to Chris's car and starts frantically tapping on the window,
Oh my God.
practically begging for help.
I bet Chris was freaking out a little.
I'm sure he was, but the guy was relentless. So Chris cracks the window just a smidge, just enough to hear him out.
Yeah.
And the guy's all, "My laptop won't turn on. Can you fix it?"
He wanted Chris to fix his laptop right there at the red light.
Yep, in the middle of traffic.
That's unbelievable.
Talk about on-the-spot tech support.
Did he think Chris had some kind of magic tech wand he could just wave around?
I don't know, but Chris tries to explain that they're kind of in a, busy intersection.
Yeah.
But the guy's not having it. He's like, "It's brand new, only 6 years old."
6 years old. That's his definition of brand new.
Right. As the light turns green, Chris rolls up his window
Smart move.
and drives away, leaving the guy standing there with his broken laptop.
I can't blame him. Sometimes you just got to prioritize your own sanity.
Especially when you're dealing with people who have a, shall we say, different perception of time.
Speaking of different perceptions, let's talk about the Hoarder House horror.
Oh, boy, this one's a doozy.
I'm ready. Hit me with it.
Chris gets a call to fix a computer in this house that's basically a hoarder's paradise.
Okay, I'm already cringing.
Trash piled everywhere, overflowing garbage bags, dirty dishes. It was a nightmare.
I can only imagine the smell.
And it was a scorching hot summer day with no air conditioning.
Oh no, poor Chris.
And the client, let's just say personal hygiene wasn't her top priority.
So he's basically working in a sauna filled with garbage and who knows what else.
It gets worse.
Oh no, there's more.
As Chris is trying to navigate through the piles of trash to get to the computer, the client starts making these strange comments.
Like what?
She kept telling him how handsome he was and how much he reminded her of her dead husband.
Okay, that's creepy.
Then she gets up and starts digging through a closet, pulling out men's clothes and ties.
What was she doing?
She asked him if he wanted to try on her dead husband's clothes. Oh my God. That's just wrong on so many levels.
I know, Chris probably wanted to run out of there screaming.
I wouldn't blame him.
But somehow he managed to stay professional, finish the job, and got out of there as fast as he could.
I bet he took the longest, hottest shower of his life after that.
I know I would have.
Yeah.
It's amazing what these tech support people have to go through.
Seriously. It's like they're walking into a different dimension every time they go on a call.
You know, after hearing all these stories, I'm starting to think tech support people deserve their own reality TV show.
I would definitely watch that. It would be hilarious and heartwarming all at the same time. Seriously, tech support people are practically saints.
I think you're right.
It's like they've seen it all and nothing phases them anymore.
They're the unsung heroes of the tech world.
Absolutely. They deserve a medal or at least a hazard pay bonus.
You know, after hearing all of Chris's stories, it makes you realize that tech support is about so much more than just fixing gadgets.
Oh, for sure. It's about human connection, too.
Yeah, they're dealing with people at their most vulnerable, often stressed out and frustrated.
And let's face it, sometimes we're not always the most rational when it comes to technology.
Absolutely.
Mm.
We've all been there yelling at our computer or printer like it's going to solve the problem.
Exactly. But these tech support folks, they've got this incredible patience and ability to stay calm even in the craziest situations.
Yeah, they're like tech whisperers. able to soothe our technological anxieties and bring our devices back from the brink of disaster.
It's a true gift.
So next time you find yourself on hold with tech support, remember Chris and all the wild characters he's encountered.
And maybe cut those folks some slack. They might just be having a day like Chris did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
A little kindness goes a long way.
Well, that about wraps up our deep dive into the world of in-home tech support.
Big thanks to Chris Hale for sharing his hilarious and sometimes unbelievable stories.
Yeah, those were some real gems.
If you've got any crazy tech support stories of your own, we'd love to hear them.
Feel free to share them in the comments below.
And until next time, deep divers, stay curious, stay tech savvy, and most importantly, stay entertained.